Hey everybody, Bart the Nature Guy here. Wanted to provide a nature engagement video with you all, and I'm out here in the western Twin Cities area at a Three Rivers Park, and I would tend to go off trail when I'm here when possible. And a couple weeks ago I came up across this kind of beautiful little spot in the woods off trail, and I stopped because I don't know if you can kind of see it over my head right there. There's almost like a little piece of branch that looks like a little hand, and it's got almost fingers to it. I'll see if I can bring you up to it. And if you put it in the sky, you can almost see it. For me, it looked almost like a little hand going stop. And so I decided to stop here and kind of and take this in for a second, and really began to enjoy the place that it gave me. I have kind of about a little bit of a 10-foot circle of space, so it kind of gives me a sense of being in like a room inside the woods. Also, I'm around some beautiful cedar trees, especially around fall. See, that's a cedar tree right there. Especially in fall right now, a lot of times a lot of our attention's on those deciduous trees that are, their leaves are dropping, they're turning, lots of beautiful colors. But these cedar trees are absolutely beautiful this time of year as well. Nice thing with coniferous trees is they're beautiful all year round, and they're just amazing for me to be around for whatever reason. I find good connection with them, so I decided to stop here next to the cedar trees and be with them for a little while. And it turned out to be a really cool piece of woods. And it's kind of a little deep ravine right here, so it's kind of like a little, almost like a river that would be there only when it probably rains hard. It's not running right now, but I think when there's runoff in the spring and also on big rains, there's probably lots of water that's running through this little spot. So it's a spot that changes probably not only seasonally, but also week to week as dryness or wetness in the environment occurs. So a place I can come and see different things every time. And lots of good wind today. I think you can probably hear it in the background. You can see the leaves right there, all moving around. The treetops are blowing over me. So I felt like it was kind of a good time to engage all our different senses. So not only just our sight, which is what I was just talking about, but also the sight of seeing things move and also feeling it, that wind. We can feel it against the skin, kind of the difference between that place that's, covered by my hat versus the kind of the back of the neck or my cheeks in regards to how that wind feels. And that's important just to kind of, the senses are something that we always have with us. So, our sight, our visuals, our hearing, and sense of touch. It's very cool today, but if you put your hand more in the sun, it definitely changes very quickly, especially in the fall overall. Those wonderful smells of fall, as things are, it's kind of odd to think of like decay as a beautiful smell, but that smell of leaves that have fallen fresh on the ground, it's a beautiful time of year to get a lot of new senses that we don't get almost any other time of the year, and it's actually only for a little bit. So different than like plants or flowers that come in at different times. And so it stay with us like throughout the year as we kind of tend to those plants and those flowers in our yards. The leaves only come down for just a little bit, and then they're gone. And then those smells definitely come back in regards to the decay that occurs over the winter time. But for this brief moment, beautiful sense of smells that are only there for a little while. The other one that's interesting is our sense of taste, and we don't think about tasting the air that much. I mean, what are you going to taste around here? You're not going to put something in your mouth that you don't know what it is. That can be really dangerous. So I think that the other thing to think about as well is that sensation of air or taste, just to kind of bring ourselves to that quality that we are breathing in stuff. There is actually a flavor that comes across our mouth. I get really like nasally a lot this time of year in regards to allergies, so I tend to breathe through my mouth a lot anyways. So I'm doing this all the time, but even engaging yourself, not only thinking about the touch when you go outside today or in the next few days if you can, I really encourage you to do that. So think about that touch, but also that just to draw air in over your tongue. It's almost like a pull in, and all you're doing is kind of saying what is going on here and kind of just being present with it and just saying, yeah, this is actually something that brings this is what we breathe every day, and we don't think about it a lot. And so being present to that piece of drawing air into our lungs and into our body, filling up that high chest, and then also if you fill up that lower part of your belly. If anybody here has ever kind of played a musical instrument or done any singing, trying to draw in that deep air is what we call it. So you got that high air, and then you go, and you kind of fill up way low and exhaling that air out. So breathing the air in and exhaling that air out. So is a great way to kind of taste what's going on around you as well. So all 5 senses can absolutely be used. The other one is actually our 6 senses, and that's kind of an interesting place to bring a conversation, is that instinctual place that we all carry in regards to our guts down here, feeling like something's good, something's bad, something that we like, something we don't like. And so I really encourage you, if you have a moment, to even shut your eyes, feel, and then kind of simply turn your body to where it feels right. And when you're ready, simply stop because it feels like it's the right place. Just trust that gut, and then simply slowly, as slow as you can almost, open your eyes. And if you can do 2 things for me. Open slowly, acting like everything that you see is saying, welcome to this space. So all the plants, all the animals that are in that space, all the natural energy that's there is actually saying, welcome, we want you here. And number 2, acting almost like a little baby bird coming out of a shell. Like if you could ever see like a little beak poking through, and acting like it's this new, fresh thing. So kind of giving yourself a different framework of how to engage nature. Simply just close your eyes and simply, even if you're sitting down, just kind of turn your body a certain way, wait till it feels right, and then very, very slowly opening your eyes and knowing that everything that you're seeing is welcoming you to that space, and it's saying hi and we want you there. So that's the invitation for today. It is kind of an invitation to start to engage our senses in a little different way. It's one of the things I'll do with you all the time. Probably every week or 2 weeks I will put out a nature engagement video. It'll go all through the winter as well. There's all sorts of ways to engage nature in the winter as well. And so we'll always start with what we call the power of presence. And the power of presence is engaging those 5 senses. And then I will give you something to do with at least 1 or 2 of those senses. So this week is just to kind of get you started. It's kind of an intro to that. I just want you to go outside, think about, what do I see? What do I notice? What's in motion? Maybe seeing what's the thing you can see furthest away? And then what's the thing that you can see the closest to you? Sound, same thing. What can you hear? What's the furthest thing you can hear that's away from you? Like it might be playing. It doesn't have to be like something from the woods. Like, when I showed up to this spot, I could hear a lawnmower way off in the distance. You might hear a Harley roaring down the highway, or like a souped up car that's got a special exhaust on it and it's zipping down the highway from where you're at. That's absolutely very, very real. We're all a part of nature. All those things that built that product are all from the earth. So all those things are natural as well in their own way. So remembering what those sounds are. Something that's far away, it might be something close. It could even be your own breath that you're hearing as you breathe in and out. And that's something you're sensing. Also your nose, and making sure you take in the smells around you. And then also, again, that taste. And lastly, also that touch. How do things feel out there? You might feel a sense of cold. You might feel the wind against your skin. So just engaging those 5 senses. And then if you want to engage that, lastly, that 6th sense today with this video. And finding that spot to be. And then opening your eyes like a little baby bird coming out of a shell. And then recognizing that the place that you're in is welcoming you to that place, and all those things are saying hi, and they want you to be there, and you're a part of it. So you don't have to be a passive observer to nature and kind of like stay away from it like a fishbowl. It absolutely is something that you can engage and be around. If you feel like you need to say hi and see what that feels like, and what's going on with those little fingers that this thing created, absolutely, play with it, have fun with it. That is what nature is here. It wants you here. So that's it for today. Quick little video. Thank you all for tuning in to me on the nature engagement stuff. Just expect more. Sometimes there'll be more engagement of actually taking a walk. If you're able to in your life situation, or if you can step around somewhere around your home or living space, that's great. And it might involve a little bit more movement on sometimes. But every week will be a little something different and I'll kind of rotate around the different engagements around the different senses that we have. So take care, everybody. Bart the Nature Guy. Peace out. Have a great day. Bye-bye.